Williams is still on the stand for testimony. The state may go forward.
Judge, I had an additional question I need to ask.
Go.
Officer Williams, we've used the term firearm, and I believe I know what that means and you know what that means, but just to make sure that the jury understands the term firearm. In your training, in your education, have you learned what the legal definition of firearm is? And will you explain to the jury what we mean when we talk about a firearm?
Yes. Basically a device used to fire high velocity rounds through a barrel using a catalyst and what's that?
So when we talk about State's Exhibit number 15, is that a firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 14, is that a firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
And State's Exhibit 16, is that a firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
When you say using a catalyst for the jury to help the jury understand what you mean, you're using a term catalyst
Like the they sell like a gunpowder or something to that sort.
Good morning, officer. Obviously you didn't see this alleged incident, correct?
Correct.
You didn't even go out to the scene of the alleged incident, did you?
No, sir.
Okay. Your testimony is based on what you were told where you were and what you saw where you were, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you even told my client that you were just stopping him for an investigation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And originally, before he was arrested, it was just he was detained.
Yes.
Okay. And you even said you were going to turn over the information and let the detective figure this out, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about some of the stuff you did see or whatever. You didn't actually see them get out of the vehicle, did you?
No, I saw him walking away from.
Right, right. And we saw that on the video too, that you could see them walking away, but you didn't actually see them getting out of the vehicle.
Right.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Sostan didn't have a gun on his person, did he?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Did you or anyone ever test Mr. Sostan for gunshot residue?
I did not.
Okay. And what is gunshot residue?
Basically, after you shoot a firearm, it will leave a residue on your hand if you're not wearing gloves or something like that.
Okay. All right. And there's a test that can be done to determine that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And a gunshot residue test would determine whether somebody had fired a gun pretty recently, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there was talk about bullets being missing from the magazine. Just because they were missing from the magazine doesn't mean they were fired at this alleged crime scene, does it? Okay, all right. Because you can actually have a magazine with less than full or not full, correct?
Right.
Okay, it just depends on how many bullets you put in there. Okay, or they could have been fired at somewhere else. That's what it is.
Officer Williams, in the video where we watch between Khalil and this defendant, do they tell you that they had actually just gotten to that address where you see them at?
Yes.
And does the defendant actually tell you that he had rode to that address with his homeboy Khalil?
Yes.
The car that they're in, that blue Buick with the front end damage, when you get there, is the car still running or is it off?
The car's still running.
And the headlights are still on?
Yes.
When we look at the video of your body camera, when it begins, they're actually further back behind the car. When you pull up and you're actually looking through your window, and I believe you say it in the video, do you see them up closer towards the car?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
Anything?
Mr. Barney.
This man excused?
Yes, sir.
You are excused, sir. Thank you. Next, please.
The state calls Detective Sarant.
I think we may be able to get through this one, Judge. He has an interview, but it's only 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, the lawyers say 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That is-
That means at least 30.
That's in a time zone from another planet. Come forward, sir. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony that you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Have a seat. Thank you. Hope you can pull the microphone towards your voice. Thank you very much.
We still have a few minutes left of morning. Detective, will you please state your name for the jury?
Name is Saeed Salam,
And will you please spell your first and last name for our court reporter?
SAEED SERRANT.
And Detective Sarant, where are you presently employed?
Beaumont Police,
How long have you been with Beaumont Police?
14 years.
What's your current position?
I'm a crime against persons detective.
And when we say crimes against persons, what does that mean?
We investigate crimes from simplest harassment to simple assault, aggravated assault, robbery, and up to murder.
So when a person calls 911, is it usually a patrol officer that goes out to that scene?
Yes.
And does the patrol officer determine whether or not they need to reach out to a detective?
Yes.
June 2nd of 2024, around 8:18 p.m., did Sergeant Roberts reach out to you in reference to a disturbance involving a gun?
Yes, ma'am.
Throughout the course of your investigation on that case, did you create a written report?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to review your report?
Yes, I did.
And do you have a copy of your report for reference? Did you learn that Christian Rawls and Deion Joyce wanted to file charges against the person who they were accusing of shooting at them?
Yes,
When you learned that, did you start your interview process?
yes.
So let's talk about Valerie Rawls. On June 2nd at 9:29, did you interview Valerie Rawls?
And I just referred to Sergeant.
Yes, you may.
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you conduct that interview at?
At the interview room at the Beaumont Police Station.
So by the time you interview Valerie Rawls, that's about 1 hour after Sergeant Roberts contacted you. Is that okay? Is that correct if we're doing the math?
Yes.
Who was in the room with you during the interview with Valerie?
Detective Hill.
Detective Hill?
Yes.
When speaking with Valerie, did she tell you about events that occurred on Westmoreland?
Yes.
Did she also provide you with a description of, and when I talk about events, are we talking about a shooting?
Yes.
Did she also provide you with a description of the suspects and or what they were wearing?
Yes.
What does she say about the description of the suspects? Yes, you may.
There was two black males that shown up in a dark blue vehicle, and one of them was wearing a red hoodie.
Does she tell you something about as far as the stature of the two males? As far as tall, short?
Oh, yes. One was taller and taller and more slender than the other.
Okay, so she says it's two black males, one's wearing a red hoodie. And did she tell you anything about the vehicle that they were in?
It was a dark blue hoodie. Sorry, it's a dark blue vehicle with damage on the front end.
Okay. So you collect the statement from Miss Valerie. Do you then interview Brianna Lee?
Yes. He was the next person.
And is that interview conducted at the Beaumont Police Department also?
Yes.
Do you know if the defendant was at the police station at the same time that you're interviewing the other witnesses in this case?
I believe so at that time, just in a different part of
Okay,
the station.
but another officer does bring him there while this other interviewing is going on.
Yes.
When you interview Brianna, was Detective Hill in the room also?
Yes.
And did Brianna talk to you about the shooting that occurred on Westmoreland?
Yes.
Did Brianna provide you with the description of the people who she saw shooting?
Yes.
And will you tell us how Brianna described those people?
Two black males arrived in a dark blue Buick. And the subject in the red hoodie was the only one that was actively shooting.
Okay, and does she also describe a vehicle?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, she just described it as a dark blue Buick.
Now, after interviewing Miss Valerie, after interviewing Brianna, do you then interview one of the suspects, Deontay Sostan?
Yes, he was the next person. Yes.
Do you see the Deontay Sostan that you interviewed here in the courtroom with us today? Will you identify him by where he's seated and something he's wearing?
Sit to the right of you, stripe button shirt.
Is it the gray looking shirt?
Yes,
Your Honor, may the record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant?
Yes, it will.
Where was the interview with the defendant conducted?
same interview room.
In the same interview room. Is that interview room, is there a recording device in there?
Yes, audio. Video.
How is the recording device activated?
We have to actually go into the computer system and log in and stuff.
Did you do that when you started the interview with this defendant?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what is being marked as state's exhibit number 14. No. Where am I? I'm sorry, I forgot the photos. 17. Did you have an opportunity to review this USB with your interview on it with the defendant?
Yes.
Did it appear to be altered in any way when you reviewed it?
No.
Was it an accurate depiction of your interactions with Deontay Sostan?
Yes.
State Office State's Exhibit number 17, tendering to Defense Counsel for review.
No objection.
Admitted,
Permission to publish, Judge?
granted. How long is this?
This one is only 10 minutes, Judge.
The guy. Here's. Okay. Well, too many people off the street. Who's big on top right now? But like, you didn't see me doing the hell off. I was cool, but he was big Jim Lee, cracking and shit just to see what's on your mind. Yeah, why, yes, you want to he's like. I'm bored as fuck. I'm so bored, man. I'm just bored. I don't want to go on Sunday night. This shit, watching TV, YouTube, so like the board. I probably laid up. Gosh, laid up with the TV right up. Good night. What's that? Good night. Yeah. Yeah. Why ain't we no lawyers in here? We don't provide. I'm going to jail tonight. We'll get to talking just a minute. We ain't got shit to go today. Okay, just a minute. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. It's not a choice. Yeah, it's not, but it's kind of annoying though. It is. I love myself. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, it's like I feel like that was a girl too. So
Can the jury hear this okay? No, okay. Thank you.
oh man. This is pretty good. People said, "Oh, okay." Yeah, I was not everybody started looking at the parking lot for doing that. So which one is it? Which one do that? We have to do that. We have to figure that out. You do like show us the we have both. We put in the child. We like that. I really for you. Maybe you can really hey, what's up? You can really good life. You can really good today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead. Before some point, I should have. Yeah, no, system. How do you spell your birthday? D-I-A-A-N-T-N-C. You got another name? Yes, sir. What is it? B-O. Yeah. And substance? It's substance T-A-N-D. I feel like I've not seen you before. I'm not. I haven't seen him before. My nigga got to go before, but it wasn't done yet. Well, okay. You're from South End, right? Are you from South End? I come from South End? Okay. That's when I used to work, so. Where's your birth? I'm 21506. 21506. You just turned 18 this year. What's a good average for you? No, 3690 Durwood Drive. 3690. You said Durwood. D-U-R-W-O-D? Yeah. My dad. What is it? 77706. And what's a good phone for you? 49. 73, no, 698. 6007. 6007. All right, Deontay, well, I'm Detective Saranis, Detective Hill. Today's only doing detective time is 22:10. Whatever you encountered police this evening, did they explain anything to you as far as why you were in the cuffs or anything of that nature? They explained a little bit, somebody shooting down, say with him. Right. So you basically you know that you're in here for a reason. You basically you know just mind your business and they picked you up. I was minding my business. Okay. All right, Mr. Sulstan. Well, at this time, so since you are not, so you are not free to leave at this time. Okay. So you do have rights, like you said earlier, and I'm going to read them to you line by line. Okay. After I read them to you, I want you to acknowledge them verbally, yes or no, if you understand. You cool? What? Okay, but as soon as you get through the key here, you can take care of that. Okay, right. Once you leave here, you can take care of that. Okay, obviously, if you're in custody, where else are you going to go? That's it. Okay. I was just saying because one time they were trying to be smart, like, dang, I'm going to jail. I obviously said I don't shit the we're not going to sugarcoat it with. Yes. So I'm gonna read you your rights. Okay. Yeah, we're just really silent and not make any statement at all, and any statement you make may be used against you at your trial, you understand that? Yes. Yes, sir, okay, trying to say that. Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court, you understand that? Okay, you have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any question, you understand that? If you are unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any question, you understand this? Alright, you have the right to waive the interview at any time. You understand that? You understand each of the rights that I've explained to you. Okay. Having these rights in mind, you waive your rights at this time and agree to talk to us. What do you got? So, yeah, you got it. Stop that. Yes, sir. Yes, you willing to talk to us, Steve? Yes, sir. Okay. Alright. Okay, so tell me about tonight. What were you doing when we police? I'm going to their house. Okay, where's your house at? Where do you want? Well, you got to say this. You really getting on any time, you got to say this and anything, that's fine. So you. Yeah, I need mine to want to be John. It's okay. You're absolutely right. So when we stopped you for no reason, we relocated that. Whose house? I don't want to know, so. I don't think on purpose, right? No, we walked through from the others. I was the notes from us, so. Oh, you did off. And I either I can. We'll get there. Okay, one step at a time. I'm trying to get first, so today. Why don't you run with that? What do you want to do? I'm telling you, I want to get over the I ain't over the and see if the no. Okay, so that's it, I just doing it, so you just for that paper. Okay, so is that what you're doing? Is that what you're on? Sir, I ain't taking this to it, yeah, okay. I wanna hear what's on that paper. Okay. On that paper? Okay. I need to go into that. You said, take that. Alright. Nice one, you're dealing, huh? He just don't have one just like this. You got to, no, you don't, if you lose, you know, sure, if you do. We need a lot of. Oh, sure, you the tickets, you realize. What that's okay. It's okay. Okay. Let interview 2215.
So Detective Saran, after your interview with the defendant, do you interview Khalil Bradley Harris?
Yes,
And is that the other person in the vehicle with the defendant?
yes,
Where do you interview Khalil at?
same location.
Does Khalil, and I'm sorry, that's gonna repeat that.
Very good.
Does Khalil appear to be a little more forthcoming and willing to talk more than the defendant?
Just a little bit, in my opinion.
Were you gonna say something else?
Absolutely.
Okay, so does Khalil admit to owning that Buick?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustain.
Judge, and I'm looking at Texas Rules of Evidence 801E2E, and I'm offering a statement against the opposing party, which was made by his co-conspirator. And the evidence shows that the two of them were in a vehicle, and by the two of them, I mean the defendant and Khalil were in a vehicle together committing a felony offense. And this is Khalil making a statement in furtherance of evading or not admitting to that offense.
Okay, we're gonna have to deal with this, ladies and gentlemen, as a legal, in a legal hearing outside the presence of the jury. I'm going to ask you to take your lunch break. Can you come back at 1:15? We'll pick up here where we left off. Thank you. We'll see you back then. Thank you. Everyone else remains seated while the jury exits first. Thank you. Okay, jury has exited. The defense has made an objection for which the court is sustaining. So read into the record where you deem that one of two things, either this does not fit the definition of hearsay to be objectionable, or under 801, or is it under Rule 803 an exception to the general rule against hearsay?
Judge, I'm looking at 801 under E, where it says statements that are not hearsay meets the following conditions. And then under section E, I'm looking at number 2E. The statement is offered against an opposing party and was made by the party's conspirator during and in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Okay. Stand by. Okay, so what the record has to have supporting it, if you're going to use that, is that either the defendant admits some incriminating fact to a person while he is not undergoing custodial interrogation, or someone he is working with as a party to the offense does that. And it must also meet the requirement that the statement was voluntarily made. So how do we put that into the record? There's got to be something that shows that whatever statement was made was not during an custodial interrogation, and it's voluntarily and it was voluntarily made, and that it was part of the co-conspiracy. It was a co-conspirator or otherwise a party in furtherance of the conspiracy that the defendant was part of, which you're alleging that two people here were involved in this event involving deadly conduct as alleged in the indictment. So how do you get the element proven that the co-defendant is admitting to some criminal offense, fact involving this criminal offense, and is not undergoing custodial interrogation, and that whatever statement you want to admit, it is voluntarily being made by the person making the statement? Those are your elements. You have to prove under Cunningham versus State.
And Judge, I'm looking at Cunningham versus State, and I believe it's talking about the defendant admitting to some incriminating fact.
Says admissions of a party opponent. That's where you're coming from.
Right, but the defendant is not the person who I'm talking about under E as far as the co-conspirator goes. So it's the state's point of view that this Cunningham case does not apply here because under E, when we're talking about the co-conspirator, we're not referring to the defendant and his admissions. We're talking about statements that the co-conspirator made during and in furtherance of the conspiracy. We're not referring to the specific defendant that we have here, which it requires him to have some incriminating facts in order to make an admission of him as the party opponent.
Yeah, I disagree with that. So what are you stating, what are you proffering that the party, the co-conspirator is going to state?
He is putting himself and the defendant at the location on Westmoreland that we're talking about. He speaks with the officers and initially he tries to tell them that he went straight from a location on the other side of town, straight to the address on Euclid. After they question him, he starts giving these directions of all these streets that he's turning down, and eventually he admits to them being at the location on Euclid, on Westmoreland where all this happens.
Okay, is he in a custodial interrogation environment? Is that what's happening? He's in custody and he's being interrogated by the police, or is he just volunteering all this?
I know that the defendant was in custody. May I clarify with the detective who's on the stand as to whether Khalil was in custody? So Detective Saran, on 6/2/24, when you interview Khalil, when he comes in, would you consider that he was in custody or was not in custody?
He was not.
And how is it that you come to the conclusion that he was not in custody?
Because of statements provided by the witnesses on the scene, finding only one subject was shooting, and it was a subject that was in the red hoodie. He was not wearing red.
So at that time, you were still trying to investigate and figure out what was his involvement in. And after that interview with him, he actually went home. Is that correct?
Yes.
So Judge, I'd offer the testimony of the detective.
Yeah.
That's still witness some questions on that?
Yes.
Actually, I can ask you here if that's okay. I don't know. Yeah. Officer, was when Khalil was brought into the interview room, was he in handcuffs?
The initially gets he was.
Okay. All right. Was he free to get up and just walk out?
He was out of the interview. Yes, sir.
You told him that?
Yes.
But he was handcuffs.
Not in the interview room. He was so per our policy for transportation purposes, all subjects in the back of police vehicles are transported in handcuffs. Once inside of the interview room, we remove handcuffs.
Okay. And you informed him that he was free to go anytime he wanted to go.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't hold to that. But like I said, he was just unlike the defendant. He was not advised that he was in custody and read his rights. Not the same.
Oh, so
So Judge, we're not dealing with a custodial issue here, so I'd like to offer those statements.
okay, I'm going to overrule the objection based upon the record through this witness who is testifying that and the state contends that this was a party opponent. I'm sorry, it is a party to this offense, and that the statements that are being made by the co-party, not this defendant, but the party, co-party to the offense with the defendant, were made voluntarily, not while being interrogated in a custodial fashion. And thus the court finds is admissible under Rule 801, where it states that a statement offered against an opposing party is admissible if it was made by the party's conspirator. Now that says during and in furtherance of the conspiracy, which isn't happening, but is stand by. Yeah, under Cunningham versus State 846 Southwest Second 147, Texas Appeals decision. If it says if a defendant admits some incriminating fact to a person while he is not undergoing custodial interrogation, then assuming the statement is voluntarily, it will be admissible as an admission of a party opponent. And here, the party opponent to the state is, of course, the defendant.